Hertz. I'm the president and CEO at HealthSpark Foundation. HealthSpark Foundation is what's called a health conversion foundation, meaning that we were created out of the sale of the North Penn Hospital to what is now Abington Jefferson Health Systems. We have an endowment that is about $40 million, and all of the work that we do is funded through that endowment. Historically, we have put all of that endowment into a portfolio of assets that is managed by an investment manager, and every year 5% of the value of those assets is put out into operations and grant funding, as is required by the IRS. Most foundations like ours work like that. But really what we understood then is that 95% of our asset value of that $40 million is just being reinvested in the stock market every year in ways that don't necessarily align with our vision or our mission. A few years ago, we did a report that allowed us to understand exactly what kinds of investments HealthSpark had its assets in, and we were not happy with the results. We found a lot of different kinds of investments that really were unaligned with our mission and our work that we do through our grant making. We understood that the 95% of our asset portfolio was out of alignment with the 5% of our mission work in the community. And that's really what drove us to make a change around how that 95% was being allocated. To me, mission-aligned investing means that we are looking at our whole asset portfolio, whether that's buildings that we own, property that we own in the county, it's our assets in our portfolio, or it's the grant-making work that we do. All of that together is working to achieve the mission that we have in our community. At its base, our mission is to support healthy, equitable, and hopeful communities throughout Montgomery County. All of our resources can and should be aligned towards achieving that kind of goal. And that being said, every kind of asset has a different role to play in how we achieve that mission. Our grant making has a really direct and specific purpose that allows us to be transformative in the short term. Our community assets like our building and loans that we may make allow us to be more longer term. Adding in additional strategies to our mission-aligned investing portfolio really allows us to just add more tools in our toolbox for achieving our mission. Our journey started with my predecessor when we originally purchased this building, and we recognized that one of the ways that we can have a broader impact in the community is by having a location that other nonprofits are able to use for their work as well. We purchased 2506 here in Colmar that allowed us to build a conference center and a tenant space for nonprofit organizations to rent at below market cost. That then grew into allowing us to understand that our asset portfolio is more than just what's invested in stocks and bonds, but really the resources that we hold within the community. Later on, that transitioned into conversations at the board level about how other foundations were utilizing their endowments for the purpose of other kinds of mission-aligned investments, loans or equity or the like. And there is a lot of momentum within our broader philanthropic industry, especially in Philadelphia. And so that has encouraged us to learn a lot more about it. And once learning the value proposition of only 5% of our assets are going towards our mission every year and 95% is not, this is a way to capitalize on that 95% actually working towards our mission. I think that in and of itself is a call to action for us as well as other philanthropic foundations. But beyond that, I think that HealthSpark has always been a foundation that understands that its role as a philanthropy is broader than just grant making. For us, in our history, that has included serving as a convener, serving as an advocate, serving as a research partner. And so building in mission-aligned investing into that broader array of services and roles that we provide in the community, to me, is just an expansion of the work that we've historically done as operating more than a grant maker in a lot of different ways.